Hello, 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 and welcome to Table Talk Tuesdays. Yes, yes, yes. It is me, your girl, Pam Dorsey. One second, y'all. Let me see if I can get this to share over here. No. One second, one second. All right, showing right there. Hello, hello, Miss Shanks. How are you, my dear? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to share this to my page and hopefully it's going to work like it needs to. Hey, 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 Queens, Miss Shanks, Miss Serena, thank y'all for tuning in with me, Queens. It is Table Talk Tuesdays with your girl, Pam Dorsey. Yes, honey. Listen, Pam Dorsey Enterprises, LLC. Who are we? We are a women's empowerment company that wants absolutely nothing more than to equip and empower you, yes, you, to walk in your authentic wholeness. Yes, honey, nobody can do you or be you like you. So walk in that thing, own that thing. You are that chick, all right? Vicky, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Somebody tell me, do you see my video on my personal page? Or are y'all seeing me in... Okay, I see it. I see it. We good. We good. Just making sure I can see all the comments. I don't want to miss anything. Miss Chapman, thank you for tuning in, girlfriend. Listen, y'all. Tonight almost didn't happen. When I tell y'all my sinus has been ridiculous since last week, that old ugly enemy, y'all, he be trying to get in and mess up some stuff, but not the God I serve. Said, nah, Table Talk Tuesdays is going down, y'all. So finally, I'm beginning to feel back like my Pamtastic self. So thank y'all for tuning in. Dr. Watson, hello, girlfriend, my sister friend. Appreciate you for tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Table Talk Tuesdays. What we doing tonight, y'all? Candid, courageous conversations. I am going to start off with telling a little bit of my story, and then we're going to roll into why telling your story is important, right? So we got a little bit of, I'll connect the dots as I talk. If at any point in time you want to join me and have a candid, courageous conversation that all the other ladies can hear, just request to join me and I can join you in. We have a conversation, but everyone else can hear it as well. Yes, Dr. Watson, praise God. Because when I tell you these sinuses been jacked all the way up. Yes, indeed. Queen Serena, I do not know if it will let me. So if you don't mind, will you tag it for me? And I'm about to mention it as well. I appreciate it. One thing that I want to start off with, ladies, if you're not aware, this entire month, all month, is Women's History Month. Right? So this month is set aside for us to celebrate and cheer on our sisters. We're going to celebrate and cheer for ourselves, of course, right? But we're going to celebrate our sisters. So at any time throughout this live, if there's someone that God lays on your heart, any woman that has touched you in a special way, that has helped you become the woman that you are today, that has helped you to overcome some hurdles and some struggles in your life, tag her, shout her out, congratulate her on being who she is in your life, because we need that, y'all. We need that. We are truly better together. So at any time throughout this broadcast, feel free to share in the comments the woman or women that inspire you. It can be several, it can be one, it can be however many you want to list. We are indeed a powerful force. Listen, a mighty fist, a mighty ball of power by ourselves. But when we join forces and link in together, think about the magnitude that comes with that, right? We are indeed better together. Cash App, Pam Dorsey, LLC. If anyone feels led to sow into this magnificent ministry called Table Talk Tuesdays, my Cash App is Pam Dorsey, LLC. Greatly appreciated, all right? So let's get rolling. I just want to make sure I didn't skip anything in my introduction, and I did not. All right, here we go. Last week, some of you saw it. I hope all of you saw it. I had candid, courageous conversations with Miss Stephanie M. Kirkland, the owner of Identity Dynamics Company. I went through her In Pursuit of Me program, a 6-month program where we focus on identity. Who are you, right? Aside of what you do, because sometimes we get that mixed up, we get it twisted in. Apart from what you do, who are you? It matters personally and professionally, in business. All of that matters. Who are you? Because y'all probably have heard me say, I have my hands in a few things, right? I couldn't get the pieces to fit together to make sense. So I went to the In Pursuit of Me program with the idea, with the knowing that, okay, at the end of this program, I'm going to be able to fit these pieces together. It happened. You know, yes, thank God he knows what he's doing, and he allowed me to be a part of that program at the perfect time. The reason I wanted to speak with Stephanie is because identity matters, y'all. You have to know who you are. If you do not know who you are, how do you know who to be, when to be, what to be, how to be? How do you know where you're going, what your goals, your dreams, your visions are if you're not fully sure and whole and complete in who you are as a woman? What is your identity? Who are you, right? I tell a quick story to help you to understand my stances on the importance of identity, and kind of to help you wrap your mind around the importance of knowing who you are. In my first marriage, y'all, I clearly can remember every time that we would go, we were heavy in, church functions, attended church, Bible study, all that great stuff, all right? So I can clearly remember on more than one occasion when it was time for me to be introduced, or me introducing myself to someone, I would always say, I'm Jarvis's wife, right? I wouldn't say, hey, my name is Pam, how are you? I would say, hey, I'm Jarvis' wife, right? No. Yes, I am Jarvis's wife, but aside from my roles and responsibilities as being his wife, and again, y'all, this is my first marriage, ex-husband, all right? This is just an example. Yes, I am Jarvis's wife. I was Jarvis's wife. But before I'm anybody else, before I have any other roles and responsibilities, I'm first Pam, right? So I say all that to say this. I had totally lost my identity. I had totally allowed myself to be let go of who I was because I was too intertwined in the roles and responsibility of being his wife. How did I let it get to that point? Because I didn't know who I was. I did not truly knew who Pam was, right? So it was easy to get wrapped up and caught up in, hey, I'm somebody's wife now, right? Hey, I'm Jarvis's wife. Not I'm Pam. How are you? I'm Jarvis' wife. Nice to meet you. As if I don't have an identity. And truly, I had one, I just had not tapped into it yet. Why, you ask? It was because I had not fully owned who I was. I had not, at that point in my life, I had not began my self-love journey. After being married and going through a divorce after 7 years, that is when unknowingly my self-love journey began. I had to learn to love this little chocolate chick before identifying with her even happened, right? So that's why I'm huge on self-love. And when you go, if you choose to go through the In Pursuit of Me program, one of the big things that she talks about is at the end of this, you will have your life message, meaning what do you want your life to speak? When people hear Pam Dorsey, what are they automatically going to associate you with, right? What is your life message? Some of you probably can say it in an instant. Some of you it might take you a while. I truly didn't think at the end of the program it would be what it was, but hey, your life speaks, right? Your life message speaks for you. So all of that is wrapped up into identity. I first had to begin my self-love journey because I had no clue of what loving me looked like. Because for years, y'all, for years, I didn't like or love this woman that you see now. I did not like or love her. I had been bullied for years. I had been in disastrous relationships. It was horrific. I truly did not know who I was. I did not know my identity. I did not know this chocolate chick that we now know as Pam Dorsey, and there's no question of who she is, right? So all of that to say this. Identity matters. You have to know who you are. You cannot introduce yourself based according to your business, based according to your such and such wife or your such and such mother. You are who you are. When you introduce yourself, hey, I'm Serena. Hey, I'm Charlene. Hey, I'm Pam. No, y'all, I tell that story and I think back to it and it's like heartbreaking, right? Because I didn't truly know me. But God don't waste no pain, y'all. He turns that pain into purpose. And it allows me to now be sitting here before you telling you my story, bits and pieces of it, of course. And of course, it will flow as it needs to flow. But your story matters. And that is what our big topic of this evening is. I want you to understand that you have to own all of you. Own your story, every bit and piece of it, even the parts that hurt, even the parts that you would like to ignore, even the parts that are painful and you don't ever want to think about or share with anybody. It matters. Your story matters. Does your story belong in a book? Yeah, maybe. But your story may be just as simple as you sharing it with your sister that may be going through the same thing that you're unknowingly going through. And you can help her get through it with a little less bumps and bruises along the way, right? At the end of the day, that is what it's about. God is going to use your story. One of my many hashtags, and y'all know I got a lot, is God, use my story for your glory. Be magnified through my mess. Turn my mess into a message, right? It can happen. Own your story. Own who you are. Own your identity. All of it. Flaws and all, right? Yes, yes, yes. Your story matters. So true. So not even knowing that I was beginning my self-love journey, it happened as it had to happen, right? I had been so used to not loving or liking me that it had become my norm, right? So after going through the marriage and the marriage ending after 7 years, that's when I began to pick up the pieces of me and began loving who I see in the mirror. I look back at pictures of the older me. You know, they say your eyes speak. When you smile, your eyes smile. Also, if you got a fake smile, your eyes are speaking that too, right? I look back at some of my pictures and I can see the hurt and the anger and the disgust in my face, right? Oh, the smile was there, but now me knowing who I am and knowing what the real happy me looks like, I can look at those pictures and pick up on, oh gosh, you were not a happy chick, right? Your eyes speak for you without you even knowing it, right? It is the truth. So I want people, my women, my ladies, my lovelies, my chicas, my fashionistas, I want you to be able to taste and see that God is good. Psalms 34:8. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him. But how can you taste and see if I'm not sharing anything? How can you taste and see if I'm not sharing my story? How can you taste and see if I'm keeping all of my hurt bottled up inside? How can you taste and see if I've been through what you've gone through, overcome it with the help of God, and I won't share my story with you? No, no, no. Miss Shanks, been there before, girlfriend. I truly understand. Taste and see through my life that God is good. That's the mission. And sharing your story allows that to happen. No one can taste and see that God is good. They can't taste and see that you've been through the storm, weathered the storm, and overcome the storm if you never tell your story. But how can you if you haven't fully owned your story? Another story I want to share. 3 years, it was the 3-year anniversary of Mix, Mingle, and Learn. It was the biggest event that I had up to that point. Actually, I think it was the biggest event that I've had in the history of all 6 years of Mix, Mingle, and Learn. Had the most women in attendance, had the most women business owners setting up. It was my biggest event. Serena, I feel you, my dear. It takes time, because just like we've for years buried the hurt, buried the fear, buried the anger, it takes time to work it all out, to pull it up. We have to get down to the root of it, because we good at being surfacey, right? We good at just skimming the surface thinking, oh, I'm good now. But until you get down to the root, to the nitty gritty, what really caused the issues, it ain't gonna go away. Right? You got to get down deep. So definitely, I truly understand that. And the Self-Love Sanctuary, ladies, it is available. It is a one-on-one with me where we talk through whatever your issues are, whatever concerns you have going on that may be not that you don't want to share in an open forum or continue the conversation beyond Table Talk Tuesdays. The Self-Love Sanctuary is available for you. Yes, Miss Heard, you sure will. It's going to happen. Ain't no doubt about it. And I will be there front and center, laughing and smiling. Not laughing. I did not mean to say laughing. Smiling all the way through it, girlfriend. It's going to happen. Coming to agreement with you on that, my dear. But yes, 3 years of Mix, Mingle, and Learn. God had already told me and showed me the visual of how the event was supposed to flow. Mix, Mingle, and Learn, for some of you ladies haven't attended, but basically Mix, Mingle, and Learn was a women's networking event where women come and showcase their businesses, put themselves on display, basically offering services, selling products, food, whatever the case may be, whatever their business is. They were able to come to Mix, Mingle, and Learn and share it with the ladies that came into attendance at the event. In addition, there were always spotlight speakers that got up and shared their stories. And then I always had the primary speaker that gave the message, right? In addition to that, I was always one of the speakers, right? Crystal, I didn't know you were on here, girlfriend. Yes, you know all about I keep wanting to say Table Talk, Mix, Mingle, and Learn. Yes. Were you there at year 3, Crystal? I can't remember if you were there or not. But anyway, one of the biggest hurts or hurdles that I had to overcome happened in year 3 of Mix, Mingle, and Learn. It was prior to the event even starting, y'all, it was chaos. I'll just throw that out there. It was ridiculous. The amount of tables that I was supposed to have wasn't there. The person that was supposed to be able to get the tables for me wasn't there. It was a mess. I was having to rearrange, remove, remodel the whole doggone facility. It was crazy. But anyway, when it was my turn to get up and speak, I knew very well what I was supposed to be speaking on. It was some issues that had happened between me and my best friend at the time. And I was supposed to give an overview of the beginning, the middle, and how we got to the end, how I overcame it, right? So when I got up to speak, y'all, When I tell you everything was mixed up and jumbled up, it seemed like my words were not coming out right. The story did not come out right. It did not flow well at all. And I knew it. It was my story. I knew full well how to tell it, but I was in a place where I still had not realized my brilliance. You remember at my first table talk Tuesdays, I talked about how we have to acknowledge our own brilliance, right? And work with the hand that God has given you. I had not owned up to the brilliance of Mix, Mingle, and Learn. I was still looking at it as this little small thing. In actuality, it was huge. I was in a place where I still was learning to fully embrace my gifts, my talents, my purpose. And I was overwhelmed with the amount of women that were there. It was bananas. Long story short, by the time I got to the end, I remember saying, we all have a story to tell, and I need to do better. Catch this. I need to do better with telling my story. Listen, this is my event, y'all. My name is on all the flyers. I am the one that do all the behind the scene things. It is my event. I stand before a room full of women, and those were the words that came out of my mouth before the tears flowed profusely. I was hurt. I was embarrassed. I didn't know what in the world to do. I did not know what was going on, y'all. Listen, again, my event. And I stood in front of all of the women in attendance, all the business owners, all of the women who paid to attend, and I boo-hooed. 3-year anniversary. I left there feeling defeated. I left there saying, this is the last Mix, Mingle, and Learn. I left there, threw up my hands to God, and I was like, obviously this ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. You allowed me to stand and listen, talking to God. You allowed me to stand in front of a room full of women who paid to come to my event and boo-hoo and cry my tears out after making a disaster of my words, of my story. Listen. During the time, Coach Precious Bivens, Coach P is what we call her, she was my coach. After, she was also one of the speakers that day. After Mix, Mingle, and Learn was over, I had a session with her that week or the following week, and I remember her so vividly saying, the reason that it happened the way that it happened is because you haven't fully owned your story. How can you tell the story and give it its full impact if you haven't fully owned the story? And I was like, oh, that made perfect sense, y'all. Because the story that I was trying to tell, I was trying to tell it from a hurt place. Catch that. I wasn't healed completely from the situation yet. I hadn't fully owned the fact that after 20 plus years, I no longer have this best friend that I've known. I haven't fully owned my story. I'm trying to tell my story from a hurt place, and it didn't work. Every emotion and feeling that I had been bottled up for months all came to full fruition at my event. This is the thing. It's no doubt that Mix, Mingle, and Learn was a part of my purpose because it birthed Table Talk 101, which led to Table Talk Tuesdays, which is now allowing me to be here sharing my story with you. This is the importance of sharing your story. Fully own and embrace all of you. You can't just pick and choose the pieces of your story that you want to own, nor the pieces that you want to share. You have to own all of it. So when she told me it happened the way it happened because you hadn't fully owned it, it made perfect sense. Yeah, it was a gut punch, y'all. I felt all the punches, all the blows, but I needed to. I needed to hear it because it had to register. It had to click in my head to help me understand why it got to that point. how I stood in front of 30 plus women and boo-hooed at my own event. But the story didn't end there, y'all. That's not how my story ends, right? I can tell you that I continued, and I'll tell you from a sincere, honest place, it took some time for me to get past it. It took some time for me to move past the hurt and the embarrassment that I felt. It didn't go away overnight, I promise you that. It took me crying some more and boo-hooing some more and praying and crying and praying and snotting and crying and asking God to help me understand how do I work past this. Because remember, I told God I'm done. I ain't doing this no more. How you gonna tell God what you ain't gonna do and you purpose to do it, right? So how did I move past it? How did I overcome that huge hurdle in my life? I had to fully surrender all of me. Not just the pieces of me that I wanted to give back to God and ask him to replenish them. Not just the pieces of me that I wanted to give God and ask him to make these pieces whole again. I had to fully surrender all of Pam. Arms stretched wide open to him. God, come in, cleanse my heart. Come in, show me where I missed it. Come in and show me how to fix it. Show me how to move on from here. A few months later, I don't think it was that same year. It was some months in between, but it was that same year. Entrepreneurship 101 workshops began. And how that happened is, of course, again, I had to surrender it all and allow him to come in and help me move past it, to help me get past the hurt and the anger so that I don't take it into my next place. Because ladies, if we try to tell our story from a hurt place, instead of helping them heal, you're going to bleed on them. You don't want to bleed from your injuries, from what you've been wounded from. You don't want to bleed on anyone. That's gonna make your situation and theirs worse. So you want to come from a healed place, healthy, healed, and whole. That is always the goal. Surrender all of you. Yes, Miss Shanks, you got to give him all of it. So in that same year, Entrepreneurship 101 began. It was a series of, I think, 3 or 4 workshops where I taught with women entrepreneurs, just giving different stances, different ideologies about entrepreneurship. It was like the foundation for beginning entrepreneurs is what it was. But in order for me to get to that place, I had to allow him to show me that I had overcome the hurt from Mix, Mingle, and Learn, and that I was fully equipped to be able to go again and stand before women and help prepare them for entrepreneurship. Because listen, I was new in it myself. I was 3 years in. That doesn't make me, rocket scientist on entrepreneurship, right? But I can speak from a place of newness because it was new to me. I could speak from a place where I could help you with the foundation of where to begin and how to build upon it, right? But all that to say this. In order for me to get to Entrepreneurship 101, the workshops, me and God had a candid, courageous conversation about me once again standing before women and sharing what he had given me to share. And he basically told me, you're going to do the workshop and you're going to go, if it's 1 or 10 women, if it ain't no women, to prove to yourself that you are fully equipped and able and capable to do this. You're going to do this workshop in its entirety. I don't care. And this is how me and God talk, y'all. He is saying, listen, I don't care if no woman registers for the workshop. I don't care if you got 10 women, however many women, you're going to go and you're going to stand up here, even if it's just me and you in the room. Because listen, when me and Jesus in the room, job done, right? I don't care how many women come. You are going to stand there and you are going to present this workshop as if you got 100 women in the room. Because that is how you prove to yourself that you are equipped. This is how this God saying, this is how I prove to you that you can do this. Entrepreneurship 101 series, several of them. 3, 4, I can't remember. I think it was 3. But the job, it got done, y'all, because I came into agreement with who he says that I am. And at each new level, there's going to develop a new level of you. But you have to be able to take the steps. You have to be able to jump, leap, and soar into your next. And you're only going to be able to do that by surrendering all of you and by fully owning your story. Your story matters. Somebody needs to hear your story. I said it earlier. Pain will come. It's inevitable. It's a part of life, right? But all things are working together for my good. Romans 8:28, one of my favorite scriptures. He turns the pain into purpose if and when we allow him to. Do it scared. Yes, ma'am, Miss Serena. Do it scared. That's been my motto for many years. Because when I tell y'all, each new level, each new thing that he introduces you to, fear is going to arise. Fear is going to emerge. It's going to rise up from down deep. But you got to be able to push past it. You got to have some women in your life, in your circle that can pray you through it, can talk you through it, can push you through it. Purpose pusher. That's what I do. Sometimes when you can't see your purpose, when you can't find it, when you know it, but you're not fully walking into it, that's one of the giftings that he's given me. Push into your purpose. I'm your purpose pusher. Do it scared. Yes, ma'am. Turn pain into purpose every single time. No pain that we go through, he won't allow you to waste it. It may take years if you're fighting against him, if you're pushing against him. It may take longer than it should. But your pain never goes to waste. Never. Not the God that we serve. Not on my watch. Miss Shaw, thank you for tuning in. Yes, greatly appreciated. Thank you, Dr. Watson. That is speaking the truth, ladies. So again, tell your story. First, own your story. Fully embrace your story and share your story. Am I saying go to the mountaintops and scream and yell and holler about everything that has happened to you? Definitely not. There's a time and there's a place and there's a season for everything under the sun, right? But in those instances where you can help someone get through their storm with a little less bumps and bruises, why wouldn't you? If I can help you get through it with a little less heartache and a little less pain, not having to get knocked upside the head as many times as I have, so be it. Because I am a firm believer, I truly believe that we do not go through the things that we go through for ourselves. We go through them to help someone else weather their storm and to go through it a little bit better than you went through yours. Does it affect you? Does it matter to you? Most definitely. It's a part of your story that you now have to own and fully embrace, right? But that part of you happened for a reason. It happened for you to be able to help someone else through it. Help them go through it. Slide on through to the finish line without being all scraped up and battered and wounded and somewhere boo-hooing, right? Help them get through it with a little less heartache and pain than you had to go through. I am, transparency, Miss Shanks. That's the word. That is, yes, transparency is needed to relate to being human. Amen, Miss Shanks. That is indeed the truth. And I'll tell y'all, I haven't always been open and I haven't always been this transparent. Show enough liberty in it, Dr. Watson. Yes, Serena says I've truly worked up to owning it. Is that what you're saying, Miss Serena? Dr. Watson, there sure enough is liberty in it. Transparency is key. It is, y'all. I haven't always been this open. I haven't always been the open book that you see today. Pastor Wendell Jones. Y'all will hear me mention him often because that is where I got a lot of my teaching from that has helped me to truly live out this life and walk out and walk in my purpose. He is the most transparent person I've ever met in my life. The many times that he stood before us in the pulpit and shared Sunday after Sunday to help us to relate the message to real life stories, he would share his own things that he was going through at the time, in the moment, in the present, and help us to realize, listen, if I can get through this, you can too. And that's the same message that I want to share this evening with you ladies. If I can get through my hurdle of introducing myself as I'm Jarvis's wife, to now fully owning that I am Pam Dorsey, there's only but one me. I'm the only one that possesses this Pamtastic sparkle. I'm the only one that can walk in the room and make it shine the way that I make it shine. Not to take away from nobody else's light, right? Because we all got our own special glow. We all got a light that we bring to the table, but that does not dim mine because I'm excited about mine and it doesn't negate yours. That is how we have to learn to be better together, right? There is no competition when you fully own who you are. There's no competition when I own my story and tell my story. Nobody can tell it like I can tell it. If somebody go back and say, well, Pam said this, Pam did this, y'all can be like, oh yeah, she told us about that on the live. Okay, what you got next, right? Listen, I ain't got to compete and compare with nobody. And trust and believe there have been times in my life when I have. There have been times in my life when I was envious of the next woman. There's been times in my life when I was like, God, why you ain't give me what she got? But no more. Because I fully love, own, and embrace all of me. That is why I'm huge on self-love, y'all. It's self-love is connected and tied and intermingled in everything that we're discussing tonight. If you cannot fully love you, you can't fully own you. If you can't fully own you, you can't fully embrace you. If you can't fully own and embrace you, then you can't fully help anyone else, right? Self-love is the core foundation of it all. That's why you hear me talk about it. And I didn't always have it. So now that I have it, God has allowed me to walk in it and continue to walk in it because it is a journey. That's why you hear me talk about it and refer to it as my self-love journey. It doesn't stop. I don't get to a place and I say I've arrived. I've gotten to a certain point in my life, but I still got more building to do. Because remember, each level of me requires a new me, right? I gotta become somebody new within me to go to the next level of me. I hope that makes sense. Miss Okema Natural, Miss Lona Love, hey girlfriend, Dr. Watson, no competition, no comparison. Amen. And amen again. Ladies, I hope this is making full sense to you. Miss Tamika, hey girlfriend, I pray and hope and trust that this message is making sense to you. Hi, Miss Serena, worked up to owning my story, just needed to share it, and you will. You will, Miss Serena. You will. Just know it down deep and trust his timing. Trust his timing and trust you and trust that it will happen. Can't say it's going to happen tomorrow. Can't say it's going to happen next month. Can't say it's going to happen next year, but trust his timing. His timing is perfect, right? And because we're wrapped up and dwindled up and intermingled with him, it's going to happen when it needs to happen. At the perfect time, you will be able to share your story and bless so many. I say often the world needs to hear your story. And when I say the world, I don't mean the quadrillions of people that's all the way in Japan and New England and wherever else. I don't mean that, but the ones that are supposed to hear it, even if it is in New England or Japan, they will hear it because our God is specific and he is strategic and he lines things up perfectly. That's why we have to be positioned perfectly in his will. Be able to hear and discern his voice so that we can walk according to his will. You can't miss it because his timing is perfect. Yes, yes. Thank you, Dr. Watson. Thank you, Vicki. Own your story. Tell your story because your life speaks. Your life speaks. Your life speaks. Remember, I was talking about looking at some pictures from back then compared to now. Your eyes tell the story, y'all. I didn't believe that. I was looking at a post and it said something about smile so big that your eyes smile with you or smile for you. And I was like, wow, that is a perfect depiction of your eyes speaking. Your eyes can tell your story for you. Truly. Look back at some pictures. Look at your eyes. What your eyes saying to you? Because I could look back based according to who I know I am today and who I was back then when I introduced myself as Jarvis's wife, as opposed to I am Pam. I could see the difference. My eyes speak. Your eyes speak for you, ladies. Your life speaks. That's why, listen, affirmations is my jam. Speak your life in the direction that you want to go. Why? Because you can literally speak your life into existence. That is true, ladies. Your mind, your thoughts, they become words. That your words become things. That is true. It is in, oh my gosh, affirmations. Girl, affirm yourself. All right, y'all. Any more comments y'all got? I don't want to be the only one talking. Yes and amen, honey. Yes. I'm just looking at my notes. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. All right, all right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think I done gave y'all all my good stuff. Okay. I done gave y'all all my notes. I'm just checking, make sure I didn't leave nothing out. Any ladies got anything extra that they want to add? And I'm going to tell y'all this. Oh, I think I mentioned this in the beginning, y'all. I thought this wasn't going to happen tonight because them sinuses was driving me insane. I had already got my mind together that I was going to just do a watch party and show y'all some clips from last week's broadcast with Miss Stephanie Kirkland as we talked about identity. But God said, no, 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 you got to go tell your story. And my sinuses ain't all the way gone, but I feel so much better. I ain't clogged up and I ain't in no fog. So he was like, listen, I'm going to go on and fix this. And let me tell y'all something. I used to be the one that will create, listen, I would create an excuse not to do what I'm supposed to do, right? I have 2 challenges going on this month. I am in a challenge for my paparazzi business, and I'm in a challenge that I am doing for me. It's called the Me Time Challenge. I have given myself excuses every day, especially since these sinuses been going crazy. I have given myself excuses on why I can give myself permission not to show up, right? Giving myself just laying out the excuses all pretty and proper, honey, on why you ain't gonna show up. For real though, God came on right on in and swooped them sinuses up on out of here. Because he like, listen, please understand, purpose got to take place. Purpose got to happen. And Miss Stephanie Kirkland said it so perfectly last Tuesday. Purpose is not what you do. It's who you are. Purpose is what you speak. Catch that. Purpose is what you speak. You can literally speak your life into existence. Your life is your purpose, right? You can't, it's not, because, we get so wrapped up and caught up in what I do. Get wrapped up and caught up in your titles and all of the different lingos and things that's going on. It matters, but it don't matter. To a certain degree, it don't even matter, right? Your purpose is what your life speaks. On any given day, my life is speaking self-love. And how? Why? How does that happen? Because God is perfect. He created me in love, and he allowed me to go through years of self-sabotage, bondage, stinking thinking, depression, lack of self-esteem, negative self-esteem, no self-love. He allowed me to begin there so I don't have to end there. He allowed me to begin there so I could go through that part of my life and then get to a point in my life where, okay, this part stinks. Let me find a way to fix this and start walking in self-love. That is my story. That's my solid foundation. That's what allows me to be who I am. That is my purpose. That is what my life speaks. At any given moment, any given day, self-love is what's going to walk in the room when I walk in the room. Because I fully own it. And I've asked God so many times, God, self-love, what you want me to teach the people about self-love? What the ladies need to get about self-love? His answer to me is self-love is the foundation, but there are so many layers to it, right? Confidence, being confidently me, all of that is wrapped up in self-love. Identity, knowing who you are, owning who you are, all of that is wrapped up in self-love. And self-love is then wrapped up in love. And there is no greater love than the love of God. I was like, God, you better go on and teach the people through me. Yes, somebody got to hear my story, right? But they couldn't hear my story until I fully owned and understood how I'm supposed to present it, because everybody ain't gonna get it. Everybody ain't for it. Everybody ain't for me. And I've gotten to a point where I'm simply okay with that. I used to be the one that would fall out and have several pity parties when anybody leave my life. Who about to go? Exit and do what? Where you going? You better take me with you, right? No more. That ain't me no more. I allowed God to grow me up past that. I realized if they got to go, they're part of their purpose for being in my life. They've served their purpose in my life. That part of my life is over. That season has now changed, right? And be totally okay with that. And get to a point where being confident and not conceited, I'll quickly be like, listen, that was y'all, that's they loss, right? They lost out on this fantastic sparkle that I could have sparkled on them at any given moment. Be okay with it. And again, confidence, not conceited. There is a huge difference. Yes, what y'all saying on here? Speak your best life, honey. Yes, Miss Tamika says, I let anxiety get the best of me. Been there, done that, Miss Tamika. Yes, honey, listen. Even today, and I have gotten much better, I promise y'all, I would be crazy leading up to coming to talk to y'all. Whether it was the days that I did my affirmations, whether it was the days that I did my self-love Saturdays, y'all, butterflies, stomach and knots, anxiety through the roof, because I knew that I was going to have to speak. And let me tell you something. One way that you can know a big piece of part of your purpose, think about the area that the enemy attacks you the most. Rewind your life. Look over the manuscript. Rewind. Press pause. Rewind. Go forward. Fast forward. Press pause. Look back over your life. What area? And it's going to be on loop. It's going to be on loop. What area has the enemy attacked you the most? That is a big part of your being. That is a big piece of why you exist. I can look back over my life and I can see the enemy literally shutting me down, making me close my mouth, making me go back and sit in a corner and hope nobody talks to me because I'm so shy and timid that I feel like if I say something, it's going to be wrong, it's going to be stupid, I'm going to fumble over my words. That was me, y'all. I was the one that my supervisor called me passive. I'll never forget it. One of my supervisors at Verizon Wireless, during my annual review, one of the words that he used as he referenced me was passive. passive. That to me, that means the weakest link. Passive means you lacking, right? And then I had to flip it. When I had ladies that would watch my videos and they would be like, oh, your energy, I love your energy. Everything was related to my energy. And I was like, God, this is you showing me fully who I am, right? Your energy is contagious. My energy is contagious now for the ones that's supposed to be connected to me. How do you go from being a little passive, shy, timid chick in the corner to your energy being contagious, attractive? How do you do that? You allow God to take you on the most amazing self-love journey in the world. The most amazing journey of loving, owning, and discovering every bit and piece of you. Because remember, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, knitted perfectly in your mother's womb. He ain't make no mistake. He did not make no mistake. He looked at you and said, chick, you is good, right? Good means agreeable. You are agreeable with God. Listen, if that don't do nothing for your confidence, nothing will. He fitted you, formed you, fashioned you perfectly according to the design of your life, according to the purpose of your life. It don't get no better than that. And listen, when I allowed that to take root in my heart, that's when the real version of Pam Dorsey began to emerge. That's when the real Pam came. Hey, chin up, shoulders up, chest out. Hey, here I am, world. Take me or leave me. Because now I'm okay with if you leave me, right? The old Pam, temper tantrums out the roof. Who about to go? You about to leave? Leave me and go do what, right? It's all good. Because listen, when one leaves, that means he got a better replacement coming. Listen, he ain't going to take away good and give you worse. He going to take away good and give you greater. You best believe it. All right? Own who you are. Allow him to wash you and cleanse you in who he created you to be. Because the confidence in knowing that God took the time out to place within me everything that I need to complete this life journey. To think about the specifics that he sprinkled only on me. Because he already knew what my end looked like. He already know the lives that I got to touch and impact. It started off a little rocky and he knew it would. But look now. The little passive chick that used to literally fall out when she had to talk in front of people can stand bold and proud and confidently me and speak and tell my truth. Why? Because I now own my truth. I know my story matters. I know I matter. I know I'm worthy. And I know that God is going to place me in front of the people, in front of the women that need to hear what I have to say. So that's why now I have to push past my excuses. Because listen, I have a list of them. Recently, y'all, I ain't talking about last year, last month, last week, 2, 4, 5 years ago. I'm talking about recently. This very day, this morning, I had already put in my mind, ain't gonna be no Table Talk Tuesdays tonight. I'm just gonna do a watch party from last week. No! My word has to be my bond. And yes, things are going to come up. Life happens. But listen, God is like, Pam, no, you're not going to do a watch party. You said every second and fourth Sunday. Every second and fourth Tuesday, Table Talk Tuesdays is going to happen. So that's what me and you came into agreement with. I'm going to make doggone sure it happens. Now you can roll out all these lists and roll out all these excuses. But please think back to when I told you that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Please think back to the time that I spoke to you that Pam Dorsey Enterprises is a women's empowerment company. You empower women to become their best selves. How you gonna do that when you showing a watch party from last week that they can go back and watch watch for themselves? When I already done spoke to you that you're supposed to be talking to them about owning their story. How you gonna do that? I couldn't, y'all. I could not. I simply could not. Because just as bad as I want life and life in abundance, God does too. And just as bad as I want life and life in abundance for me, I want it for all the ladies that are connected and attached to me. All the ladies that are watching me now. All the ladies that are going to watch me over the years to come. I want nothing but the absolute best. I want to see you own your fullness, walk in your brilliance, be confidently you, not conceited. I ain't conceited not one bit. My humble beginnings allows me not to be conceited. All right, trust and believe. This little hood chick, I can't be conceited, y'all. It ain't a part of my being. Humble beginnings. Hood chick, all right? Down deep in the hood. Can't be conceited. I can be grateful and I can thank God for what I got and I can thank him for where I'm going. Conceited? Never. Definitely not. Confident in the God that chose me. Confident in the God that I serve. Confident in this little chocolate chick because I'm confident in him. He is the one who holds my today and my tomorrow. I can't do it without him. He is the solid foundation. Upon him, I build my life, right? It don't get no better, y'all. When you get to a place where you trust wholeheartedly in the God that you serve, and he takes you on this journey of unraveling the things that he didn't give you, right? He didn't give us lack of self-esteem, negative self-esteem. He didn't give us anxiety. He didn't give us thinking. He didn't give us self-sabotage. All that's from the enemy. He gave us life. He wants us to speak life and live it in abundance. But just like I was telling y'all on my other table talk, every time a vision is spoken, every time it's birthed, you got God and his angels on one side and you got that old ugly enemy and his imps on the other side. They immediately dispatched at the same time. Now you have to pick and you got to choose which one. You going to choose life, you going to choose death. You going to walk this thing out called life or you going to go be passive? Or you going to come before the ladies that you are called to and be confidently you and get the messages and the inboxes that say you helped me do this. Because of your affirmations, I was able to birth a business. Because of your affirmations, I was able to overcome yada, yada, yada. Listen, y'all, at the worst times where I have wanted to quit over and over and over again, I will get an inbox. I will get an email. I will get a call. That ain't nobody but God, y'all, because he knows that you sometimes those old feelings, they still arise, right? That's why I say we're forever becoming. You never arrive, you get to a certain place, but once you learn the lesson here, you got to go to the next level, which requires a new level of you, a new version of you. You never can get to a place where you say you're fully there, because then that means your mission is complete. You've served your purpose and you about to go see Jesus. Ain't nobody whole, fully, and complete but God. So you get to a place where, yeah, I think I can do this now. Yeah, I think I can help my sister now. Yeah, I think I can teach this now. But when you on this level, learning and teaching and gleaming from it, trust and believe God is raising up the next level of you, the next version of you, because she got to arise. She got to emerge. So the negatives will come. It's a given. It's a part of life, because where there's God, there's an enemy. But we got to get them faith muscles strong, y'all, and stand strong, tall, and firm in our God, who will never, ever leave us nor forsake us. The one who placed all this purpose down on the inside of us. And he wants us to die empty. He wants us to die having exhausted it and left it all here in the earth. That's the goal. That's the mission. And as long as y'all as long as y'all on my watch, I'm going to be pushing life, pushing purpose, affirmations, life pursuing. That's what we do in Pam Dorsey Enterprises world. And yes, sometimes y'all got to come hold my arms up and help me keep going. Miss Serena, I thank you, Queen. And she ain't the only one. I've had some other ladies as well. But Serena always comes to mind, because I promise y'all these last couple times when I was down in the pit, like, oh God, nope, this ain't working. Give me something else. Every single time I got an inbox from Serena, I was like, Lord of mercy, Jesus, you watching me hard. But you need those type of ladies in your life. And she didn't know it. That's how you know that is a God thing. That's a God connection, right? You got to have those type of ladies in your life that can hold your arms up, be your purpose pusher, your biggest cheerleader when you ain't got nobody else, right? And they unknowingly are giving you that push, that oomph that you need to keep going. We got this, y'all. We got this. This life is ours, and this life is abundant life. No more being mediocre. We're not going to be lukewarm, right? We're going to be hot or we're going to be cold. I had to say, I'm on your side, Jesus. I'm a team Jesus all day. I had to throw out the excuses. I was allowing my sinuses to let me make excuses. And I was like, listen, Jesus was like, get your life together. You can get on there and you can rock that Pamtastic style. You pull up enough strength to rock that Pamtastic style. And that is a part of my business. That's a part of my passion. That's a part of my purpose. I get that. But the big overall picture is Pam Dorsey Enterprises. The big overall picture is the women's empowerment portion. So if I can rock my Pamtastic Styles videos, I got a challenge going on, I got to push, then doggone it, I got to push to come before you ladies and give you the word that I know God gave me to give to you. Sometimes it's going to get tough, y'all. And sometimes it's going to look like, Lord, when is it going to ever happen for me? I've had those conversations many a times. Lord, when is it ever going to happen? When is it going to be my turn, God? I feel like I'm a little bitty fish in a big old ocean. For real, for real. Hold on. Keep doing his will. I assure you, you're closer than you think you are. Remember, I was a little passive one. Supervisor called me passive. No more. That part of me is gone. And when he said it, more than likely I was passive. Not knowing the power and the authority that I carry and carry around with me. I hadn't tapped into it, hadn't fully owned it yet. Hold on. A new you emerges at each level. A new you emerges at each level. Own all of your story. Embrace all of your story and share your story with those that need it. But you can't share it if you don't fully own it and if you don't fully embrace it. Yes. Was that all right, ladies? In my best Serena voice. Is that all right? Ain't he all right? Level up and own it. Yes. Valika, that's the facts. Bye to whoever is not meant to travel this journey with me. Dr. Watson, no more. That anxiety has got to go. Keep them videos coming, girlfriend. Yes, Dr. Watson, he called me passive, girlfriend. Miss Shank says, that's why transparency is so important, because somebody you wouldn't think gets nervous, you realize they're anxious. Here I am, Miss Shanks. Yes, yes. So, you serve through God and the guidance of the Holy Ghost. Amen, Miss Dr. Watson. Woo! Yes, yes. Push through it. Ladies, thank y'all so much. Yes, work that faith muscle. Miss Maggie said, Holy Spirit, have his way. Yes. A God of love and peace and joy. Push us on through. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't he all right? I love it. I love it. Ladies, do y'all have anything else that you want to share with us at the table tonight? God said us a good old spread at the table tonight, honey. Yes, he did. Ain't he all right, Serena? Yes. Lovelies. Y'all heard me mention affirmations. Some of you know, some of you may not know. I have these two resources. This is my book, Girl Affirm Yourself. It is a 21-day transformational journey like none other. Power-packed affirmations. There is some self-work sheets in here because, listen, you got to do the work. Nobody can't do it for you. You got to do the work. So there's a few self-work sheets in here. There are some journaling pages. There are some bonus pages in here. Girl Affirm Yourself is mine. I also am a participant or one of the attributing authors in the Diva Affirmations. This is more along a devotional style. So it's 30 or 31 devotionals in here. 31 different ladies are sharing their devotional built in with an affirmation. So both of these are available. Women's History Month, they are normally $15 each, but I am doing $10 each. All right. So if you want to get either of these, Girl Affirm Yourself or Diva Affirmations, let me know. If you wish to sow into this ministry, my Cash App is Pam Dorsey LLC. And yes, I call it a ministry, y'all. This is my ministry outside of the four walls of the church. I saw tremendous, amazingly awesome blessings take place when we were face to face in our table talk sessions. So God laid it on my heart to do it virtually. And I was a little scared. I was a little weary. I was like, how's this going to happen? How is it going to work? But he is the God of his word, and here we are. So if you would like to sow into this ministry, again, Cash App is Pam Dorsey LLC. I think that's all I got, ladies. Let me look. I looked at all of my notes. Self-Love Sanctuary, it is available. It is your one-on-one with me. It is 30 minutes up to an hour. Different packages are available. Let me know. You can view those at pamdorsey.com or email or DM me as well if you are interested. All right. Dr. Watson says, thank you for your obedience. I enjoy every bit of the Table Talk Tuesdays. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, Dr. Watson. Miss Tamika, thank you, my dear. Charlene Shanks, loved it, ladies. Have a blessed week. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Table Talk Tuesday is where it's at, says Miss Serena. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love you, ladies. Thank y'all so much. Y'all help me be better. Miss Lona Love, it was so great. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My purple heart is smiling. You see, I'm still rocking my purple. I appreciate you being here, my dear. Ladies, enjoy the rest of this evening. Enjoy the rest of this week. Remember, share your story. But first, you got to own it. And you got to embrace it. And why would you not? Because you are that chick. Yes, honey. Miss Maggie, Miss Lady, I needed that. God is good. God is God all the time. He is good. Yes, 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 Miss Green. Dr. Watson, love you too, my dear. Love you, ladies. Y'all enjoy the rest of this night. Until next time, purple kisses. Mwah. Love you, mommy.